Hello, this is Dave and Anka on SV Slack Tide. Welcome to our laboratory. We are doing a little reconstructive surgery on our rudder here. We had a little incident, the autumn storms, a little problem that we had let go. We let go a little bit too long. The rudder lacing failed, leaving us without a rudder. First of all, I'm going to show you where we are. We're on some tidal flats in a very protected bay. We've waited for some nice calm weather to do this. Waited out some rain that came just torrentially down. Totally landlocked, as you can see. Now we're on the rising tide on these flats. We've run an anchor ashore. As the tide comes in, we just pull ourselves up to it, reset if necessary, walking it out. We're in hip waders. Slack tide draws 1 foot. Back here it might be just a little more. The bow is up there touching it a foot. Here is our rudder system. Whoops. I'm not going to make you look on your side. Okay, this is the upper part of the rudder. The green section you see there is just an old foam pad from a sleeping camping mattress. That just helps quiet the rudder down. We have a thick 3/4 inch bolt coming through here. That's an old cutting board found on the beach, turned into a large washer that helps protect the edges of the foam, which otherwise tends to split on the bolt there as the rudder works. The lower part of the rudder, which kicks up, is right here. That's about to go back on. See, at the end of it, instead of pouring lead, this was way easier. We found these zincs. There's one on each side. They're already threaded and have a stainless bolt to go through. Where it says do not paint and do not cover with any kind of barrier coat. We ignored that. We coated it with epoxy and then painted white. So we're only using them for weight, to lower the blade down. We don't use them for galvanic protection at all. Our bottom is all copper and bronze, so we just don't need it. Okay, here's what we did. Our lacing starts up here, laces through, over and under. Every turn there's a cross that lets it just roll around the post like so. Now that works very well. That's an idea from James Warham Designs. They fill with epoxy here and here in these holes, and that keeps the whole thing from rotating on the round portions. The round portion that's been ferried into here, the round portion that's been ferried into there. Now that's a great idea. I kind of doubted it in my wisdom, infinite wisdom, which turns out to be foolishness in retrospect, so I didn't do that. These do tend to rotate, which causes friction inside the hole. Everything looked fine outside. Got some friction, chafed through the lacing. We lost our rudder out in the middle of Chatham, and it's quite a squall. Story for another time. But at any rate, short of doing that, another Warham builder had used just straps, heavy towing straps. In this case, it's a fire hose. But when we get to supply, we'll probably trade those out for heavy towing straps. This rudder isn't really designed to receive them, but we unlaced slightly higher and then added these. Now these are just like the lacing. They cross over the post. They'll come out on the other side of the rudder. And here they are opposite. And that makes that rolling hinge very quiet. That's what I really like about it. You can inspect just about everything except inside the holes. It's cheap, easy to place. you don't get the clunking that you often get with metal hinges, and you don't get metal fatigue at all. So we did have a failure, but I've heard of metal failures too, so I guess we're about even. Alright, well that job is just about done. I'm just about ready to remount the rudder. Just thought we'd show you how we roll here. The dory is just floating along with our tools in it right now, nice and handy. Every probably 15 minutes or so we just push the boat forward up into shallower water. These are descending tides, so we do need to leave before high tide or we will get stuck for a tide cycle. Not just one day, but across the moon. Don't want to do that. But we're just about done here. And we've got, it's just about half an hour after mid-tide, so we got plenty of time. Okay. Thanks for joining us. This is Dave and Anka on SV Slack Tide.